Hey guys, welcome back. My name's Stu and this is Spring Fair for Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic, part 4 of the Bugfix Scenario Pack. The annual Spring Fair is always a great success. The town now wants you to expand it and turn it into a permanent amusement park. Your objective, to have at least 1,800 guests in your park at the end of October year 4 with a park rating of at least 600. Okay, so we're charging for rides, be free admission into the park. 1,800 is quite a lot of guests, but 4 years is more than enough time to do it in. So this is the fair that's already down. It does look like a fair. It's crammed together. The scenery looks really sort of cheap and tacky. Everything you'd expect from a fair. So I am going to get rid of all of this. It's too densely packed in order to be workable. What will happen is, as I'm expanding to the rest of the park, guests are just going to get lost and stuck there. It's going to be a nightmare for cleaning litter and things like that, and sick and everything else. So I am going to get rid of all of that. We've got a couple of transport rides. We've got plenty of gentle rides to start with. Good selection of coasters. Good selection of thrill rides. Water rides, fine. There's some water just over there. And shops. We've got quite a lot of everything. I think, considering it's such a long scenario, I'm going to put all my research into shops to begin with. That way then spend the first maybe year researching shops, then I can switch it up probably to thrill rides, then coasters into the third year, and then we've got 2 years solid then perhaps building coasters or whatever. But yeah, I think get rid of these, start building a nice simple layout to begin with, start getting the guests to come in, then we can concentrate on getting some bigger rides to make some more money. May year 1, and I've got the start of a very simple layout planned. So I've gone for my favorite 4x4 pathing system. I'm not going to use that too much in this park, but just at this point here where it's nice and flat, I am going to start branching off and then coming back to here with some path loops in order to build rides in the middle and on the outskirts as well, save me getting blocked in. So I got rid of the original rides, used some no entry signs to funnel the guests back to the exit. They all left, and now we're starting to get them coming back in. Gone for a couple of very simple junior coasters. There's a tutorial in the tutorial section for these, and plenty of other very, very simple profit coasters as well. Yes, we're starting to make some good money. I've got £20 umbrellas, and also we've unlocked a cash machine. Now, we unlocked a cash machine in the last scenario, but I didn't bother using them because we were charging for entry. So it's much of a muchness, really. They tend to take out, when they run out of money and they go to the cash point, they tend to take out about 50 at a time. And I think that's roughly what I was charging in the last scenario. In this one, they're paying per ride, not paying to come in. So I chose not to use it in the last scenario. I am using it on this one. So I think it depends on the scenario, really. Yeah, so I'm going to continue building down there, continue building down this way and up this way, plop a couple more cheap and cheerful coasters down in order to get some money. And once the money starts rolling in, then that's when I can start building some bigger and better rides. October year 2, it's raining again, so we're making tons of cash from the umbrellas. Got over 100,000 in the bank, paid off the loan, making some big cash. Got a couple more cheap and cheerful corkscrew coasters. There used to be a bug with this type of design where if you had a cutback, it's these 2 half corkscrews after the station, and you saved the design, it would cause a bug, but and crash the game, but it doesn't anymore. It seems to work. So they fixed that with an update. Got a go-kart track just up here, spring carts. Good excitement on that. So with this one, so I've got the station there, but I've also got the station extended underground. So I've got the benefit of the maximum length station, so I can have the maximum number of cars, but I've hidden some of it as well, so it doesn't look silly. There was a little ditch by here, so I filled that in with water, added some bumper boats. Just up here, got an observation tower underground, so entrance and exit comes out by there. And then I've gone for the same idea with a roto drop just there. So again, the entrance and exit come out underground. Circus, log flumes just here. I've got the station split. That helps with throughput on the ride, because otherwise the log would have to come all the way to the end, stop, and then the guests would have to walk all the way down the platform to the exit. So this way then they haven't got to go quite as far, and you can get guests coming on one side whilst they leave the other side. Log jam, nice stats there. So it comes at the station, drops down, and then a long drop and a splash there through the photo section, and then it goes up, reverse a turntable section. So then they do the second one backwards, and then there's a turntable at the end then to put them the right way around. And then we've got a river rapids just here. We've unlocked everything at the moment, so no splash boats, which is a shame, but because they're always good for a lot of cash and good throughput, which might be necessary later when we get more guests in the park, because they will help take a lot of guests off the paths. Yeah, so we need 1,800 guests, which is just over 300 to go. So we're going to do it quite comfortably. I've got a vertical drop. I'm just building here. And then I've got space then for a nice coaster just here along the back wall. I've unlocked one of these, which we don't use very often. And I like the shuttle that we built in one of the previous parks. So I'm thinking I'm going to do another one of them just here. There's a nice flat space there. And then there's a nice space here for another coaster as well. So I'm not really sure what we're going to use there. And we've got a twister, giga coaster, inverted, and a wooden coaster. They all lend themselves nicely to large coasters. So I can just take my time now and just build some fun coasters. October year 3, 1,850 guests in the park, so it's just over what we need. I finished off the vertical drop coaster, Vampire. Nice stats on that. Up the chain lift, down the drop, underground, back up, around the bends, 2 loops, and then back to the station via some trim brakes and some block brakes, just to help with the flow. Again, split the station there. These do have good throughput anyway. One thing I do want to do with this park, now we've got so much cash, is maybe instead of maximizing the throughput, try to sort of balance it so we can keep some guests in the queues for longer. That way then there's less guests on the paths, so there's less chance of overcrowding. So we've gone for the inverted shuttle just up here. Scorpion. Nice high stats on that. I noticed there's these weird black blocks at the bottom of this bridge here, so I'm not sure what that is. It could be that there's some sort of custom scenery or something, or block that hasn't worked on Classic. I'm not sure. Or maybe it is meant to look like that. Who knows? It's raining again, so more umbrella cash. And then just over here then, Got a flawless coaster, broken down at the moment. It's a shame. Flamingo. So I have to hire some more mechanics, I think. Not sure if I showed off the pirate ship just down here on the water. Yeah, so we're doing really well. So I've left this space here, so I've got room. Well, I've got room for a few more, but to be honest, I'm only going to do the one more coaster just down here. So that'll take probably the first couple of months of year 4, and then I can just spend the rest of the time then going around, making sure any bad spots are fixed, putting down some, I know, some fences or whatever, making sure the staff are fine, and putting any shops or whatever. Like there's a lot of sick there. I just want to make sure that's sorted, because we don't want to get all the way to October year 4 and all of a sudden then there's a massive bad spot of litter or something that tanks the rating. Maybe there won't be enough time to fix it. So rather than, I know some people fast forward the scenarios when they know they've got it in the bag, but I think what I'll do is I'll use that time to do some minor little touches here and there, and that way then I can sort of micromanage the park as I'm doing it. Flamingo is running. Cool. So up the chain left, a little pre-drop, then down, then into the first inversion, down, little barrel roll there, nice bend, and then back, sort of station flyby, and then the loop, bat wing, and then back to the station. Cool. October year 4, we needed 1,800 guests in the park. We've got just over 2,000. So one reason why I'm getting the extra guests is we are consistently winning an award or two. So that's always good. It gives you a nice boost of guests. So final coaster just up here, Tycoon Giga Coaster. Nice stats on that. So I like, it comes out, most trains, to be honest, when I've been testing it, do have the interaction here. Just it would just be my luck that when I come to record it, it doesn't have the flawless going around the Batwing as the Giga train comes out. So it comes out, I got this nice slow section because I want the interaction, and then it drops down into the boost, up, sort of top hat, and then some bends, and then it comes around, interacts a little with the shuttle and the vertical drop, and then back down a little underground section where I may have cheekily hidden a tiny boost in order to give it a little bit more speed for the final section, and then some little brakes, and then back to the end. Is it going to do it now? No. Is this broken down? No, not sure why. So I've reduced all the prices of the coasters down to £5. We're making so much cash that I figure we'll drop the prices now just in case people start leaving in their droves. We've got a nice buffer, 200 guests or so buffer. So we don't need that much more than that, because I am worried about overcrowding, but this is a nice amount. It's raining again. It's rained, feels like non-stop. I think every time I've recorded it's probably rained, which is good for the umbrella sales, but doesn't look as good when I'm trying to record. So when we came in, then there was what looked like an old sort of temporary fair that had moved in. The premise behind the scenario is that the town wants a full-time theme park, so I got rid of all the rides that was already there because it was jammed in so tightly, as you would expect from a fair, and that was just going to lead to all sorts of problems when expanding. So I didn't want to spend the next couple of in-game years firefighting. I just wanted to get it right first time so I can go on and build some cool rides. So when we come in, we built a lot of the flat rides just along the farm wall and a couple of these junior coasters to start earning the cash. So I put the flat rides down first to get the guests in, then put the coasters down, because that way then you've got guests to actually go on the coasters. A couple more cheap and cheerful rides with the corkscrews there, And then we came down, started expanding this area, got the water rides down. And then came back. We'd already had the go-karts built just up here. The vertical drop coaster as well. This was the first of the big coasters that I've built. Notice a rogue bit of fence there. First of the large coasters that we built. And then across here then, we've got Flamingo, floorless coaster. Nice stats on it. I really do like this first section. I think it looks really good. I think that little pre-drop is something that B&M tend to do on their coasters. Stew! We've done it. Cool. And this last bit as well. Hopefully at some point we'll see the interaction. So this was Spring Fair. My name's Stu. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye.